Progressive candidate Alex Morse is challenging Representative Richard Neal in Massachusetts. And as we quickly approach the election date, the primary election specifically, all of a sudden, Morse is dealing with accusations of sexual misconduct, sort of. So Morse taught at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst from 2014 to 2019. The school is now investigating him because anonymous individuals have put out an open letter arguing that Morse engaged in inappropriate conduct. So they are not very specific about a lot of this, but I will read you verbatim what they put out there and what they're accusing this progressive of. The first issue alleges that Morse regularly matched with students on dating apps, including Tinder and Grindr, who were as young as 18 years old. These students included members of the College Democrats of Massachusetts, UMass, Amherst Democrats, and other groups in the state. Now, when these by the way, when he would match with people on these dating apps, he was between the ages of 25 and 30. He's currently 31 years old. So when they mention the people as young as 18, which by the way are adults, they're trying to make it seem like there's this massive age gap between Morse and the people who he ended up matching with on dating apps. But let me just explain something in case you've never been on a dating app, if you're fortunate enough to never have to deal with Tinder or Grindr or any of that stuff. You literally you tell the app what you're interested in, right? What your preferences are, and then you can match with anyone that falls under those preferences. You don't have to do anything after that. Doesn't mean that he went around like harassing people, none of that. He just happened to match with people on a dating app. So that is a stupid accusation. It's disgusting, but let me give you more.
Anna, before you do, I just want to jump in on something. Look, Alex is gay. And so I think that they're using that against him in a pretty vile way. So when I was 25, did I date someone who was 22? Probably, I don't remember, right? And so is that a thing that's outrageous? Not remotely. But they don't tell you Alex's age, and they say matched with as young as 18. Does Alex know that they were 18? Did he actually do anything with them? No. Do they know what the age difference was on any of these? No. And so it's an unbelievable smear, and it is buttressed by the stereotypes that people have in their heads. And they're using that and weaponizing that against them. Oh, a gay candidate with an 18-year-old boy. That's what they're trying to evoke in your head. It's disgusting. This is what the establishment does. Later, I'll tell you the 3 different groups of people attacking him and their different motivations, but it's all horrific. This is what they do to every progressive guy. The minute that he's challenging someone powerful, oh, did he have the right kind of sex? I don't know. Let's look into his sex life.
It's disgusting.
By the way, later I'd like to look into, I wouldn't like to, but are we having a conversation about people's personal lives? Okay, well, let's look into Richard Neal's. I bet we find something that isn't very pleasant in there. But no, never talk about the establishment. That's out of bounds. But when it's a progressive, kick him. Hell no, I'm with Alex Morse.
So let me give you more. The second issue that they talk about in this open letter, using college Democrat events to meet college students and add them on Instagram, adding them to his close friends story and DMing them, both of which have made young college students uncomfortable, according to the letter. Okay, but let's get specific. So is the very act of meeting people at whatever event and then adding them on social media sexual misconduct? And if you feel uncomfortable, get over it. This is the real, if that makes you uncomfortable, you're gonna be suicidal soon. Because the real world is horrible. And if someone friending you on Instagram is what makes you feel violated, which by the way, I don't believe anyone feels violated. All these people are anonymous. None of their accusations are specific. None of their accusations highlight any real sexual misconduct. This is so disgusting, beyond disgusting, but let me give you more. We've heard countless stories of Morse adding students to his close friends story and direct messaging members of college Democrats on Instagram in a way that makes students feel pressured to respond due to his status, the letter read. No, be specific. You're gonna put this out, right? You're gonna try to destroy his political career. You're gonna try to destroy his candidacy. You think this is cute, you think it's fun and games. Why don't you be specific? What is he messaging you? Oh, you can't be specific. Let me give you one more. The third issue, having sexual conduct with college students, including at UMass Amherst, where he teaches, and the Greater 5 College Consortium. Okay, let's have a discussion about that for a second. None of these students were his students, not one. So he had no power over them whatsoever. No power over them, okay? So if you wanna talk to me about power dynamics, understand that he had no power over these students. Secondly, really, so when I teach at Cal State Northridge, let's say I'm in a situation where I'm single. I'm a lecturer at Cal State Northridge, and I meet someone who's a student at Cal State Fullerton. So am I engaging in sexual misconduct if I date that person? How ridiculous is that? I mean, Cenk, I can't stand this kind of stuff. It's cheap. It's very obvious that this is politically motivated. And by the way, Richard Neal very conveniently donated $1,000 to the college Democrats. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with this hit job that they've put out there to try to destroy the candidacy of a progressive like Alex Morse.
Look, there are 3 different groups that are attacking him here. One is the folks who are homophobic that I explained earlier. 2 is the biggest contingency is the establishment. They're like, oh my God, Richard Neal that he's running against is corrupt. He takes more corporate PAC money than anyone else in Congress. He's literally the most corrupt person in Congress. So they're like, oh, squirrel. Alex Morse once tried to date someone and he's gay, squirrel, right? So the establishment is attacking him. Richard Neal paid for this attack. He bought this attack. So that's kind of sick guy that Richard Neal is. And yes, by the way, if you attack someone for having relationships when they're gay that actually are not inappropriate, you are homophobic. That's who Richie Neal is, but you won't see that in any of the media. I'll tell you why they're doing it. The third group is more honest, but I think they're wrong, okay? More earnest, and it's young progressives, and they love falling for this. It's the number one easiest thing to get young progressives on. Oh my God, I'm morally superior. Did you know that he once hit on someone 7,000 miles away who was also a student, having nothing to do with him? Okay, well, that's a power dynamic. Oh, for God's sake. I mean, look, we can disagree on it. We can disagree on it. I met Ed Rendell when I was in college. He was the mayor of Philly at the time. If he'd hit on me, I wouldn't have worked. I wouldn't have been like, oh my God, power dynamic. Ed. All right, anyway. But I know that progressive young people think like, oh my God, the minute someone's more powerful, you lose all control of your senses, apparently. So don't. Who cares that they're powerful? Anyway, but this is all in an effort to, one, take away his endorsements. I've been there, okay? And right now, everybody's reconsidering their endorsements. Alex is telling everybody, because he's a decent guy, to reconsider their endorsements. And number 2, to put in the back of the minds of all the voters, remember, don't vote for Alex. He's got an issue. No, Richie Neal has an issue. Massive corruption. We're gonna put the link to Alex Morse's website in the description box below if you're watching this later. Go back him up when he needs it. This is a classic smear job against the progressive. Do not stand for it. Fight back.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.